Welcome to my multivariate and control presentation for Paul 242 on opinions about American phone companies coming to Canada. In 2013, there was talk about Verizon, a wireless giant in the United States, entering the Canadian market. This could have devastating effects on Canadian telecommunications companies. However, public opinion throughout Canada has been overwhelmingly accepting this idea, although there are still some who oppose. Therefore, my research question, which is Q10 and asked 1,189 people in the Forum Research 2013 poll, asks the question, are you in favor or opposed to allowing Verizon and other American mobile phone companies to offer their mobile services in Canada? What this analysis is trying to accomplish is whether Canadians approve of having American phone companies in Canada and what independent factors may be influencing this decision. There are three independent variables that will be used to explain variation in answers to this question: gender, age, and income. The analytic approach I will employ will be the use of summary measures for each dependent variable. I will create an index as well to measure similar concepts, a correlation analysis where we will look at the Pearson's R-value, R-squared value, and significance, as well as a multiple regression analysis of the dependent variable and independent variables. Lastly, I will take the strongest independent variable and introduce a control variable to determine its effect. To begin, an index was created to test the concept's reliability. I included Q11D, which asks if allowing Verizon into Canada will lead to improved mobile phone service, and Q11E, which asks if allowing Verizon into Canada will lead to lower mobile phone rates. The Cronbach alpha score is 0.8706, which is greater than 0.60, therefore we can conclude that the questions are related enough to combine into an index. Next, a frequency distribution table was created for the raw dependent variable. Here we see that the opinion of being in favor and being opposed is roughly 50% to 35%, therefore more people are in favor of Verizon coming to Canada. The appropriate summary statistics, that is the mode and mean, were produced because we are dealing with an ordinal variable. This information tells us that the most common response was that people were in favor of Verizon coming to Canada. The first independent variable I'm using to measure its effect on the dependent variable is gender. I hypothesize that gender will affect your opinion on whether or not you're in favor or opposed to Verizon coming, but more importantly, men will be more in favor over women. Conversely, women will be more opposed. A study in Finland shows that females use their phone for the basic functions of it, i.e. talking and texting, whereas males use it for not only basic functions but also the innovative technological side, i.e. internet, games, gadgets, etc. Therefore, when buying a phone, they're more likely to look at the broader functions of it. Due to this, men are more likely to be in favor of Verizon coming to Canada because that means newer and better phones and technology and a variety of different plans fit their needs. The second independent variable is age. I hypothesize that age will affect your opinion on Verizon coming to Canada. More importantly, the younger you are, the more likely you'll be in favor. In an article by Dr. Murphy, he analyzed a sample survey which was looking at correlation to cell phone usage and found that there was a high correlation between people between the ages of 20 to 40 and the lowest correlation to those in their 60s and higher. Therefore, the younger you are, the more likely you will be to use a cell phone. People who use cell phones are more likely to care about whether Verizon comes to Canada or not. Moreover, those who use cell phones know of the potential benefits of having them come, potentially lower prices, more selection, etc., therefore will be more in favor of it. The third independent variable is income. I hypothesize that income will affect one's opinion on Verizon. More specifically, the lower your household income, the more you be in favor of Verizon coming. Globe and Mail produced an article of the potential benefits of Verizon coming, and they have noticed that the largest Canadian telecommunications companies, such as Bell, have been changing their plans and making them cheaper in order to compete with the lower rates than the American companies. If Canadian mobile phone companies lower their prices because of this, everyone would be in favor of lower prices. But people who can't afford that much would have a higher incentive to be in favor, as opposed to someone who is in the middle or upper class who can afford a higher phone bill. A correlation matrix was then produced to explain the correlation of the independent variable to the dependent variable. This correlation matrix is symmetrical, meaning that each variable selected for the correlation analysis appears in both the rows and the columns. For the purposes of this analysis, we will look at the numbers highlighted. We see that the significance level for male and age is less than 0.5, which means that the sample is most likely not due to sampling error. Because the p-value is more than 0.05 for income, it tells us that this sample is not a good indicator of whether people will be in favor or opposed to Verizon coming to Canada. Next, we look at the Pearson's R-value. This tells us the relationship between each independent variable and dependent variable. For the purposes of this assignment, I will only talk about the independent variable, gender, because it is the one that we are going to use in our control table. The Pearson's R-value is negative 0.175, which means that the more the respondent is male, the less likely he will oppose Verizon coming to Canada. However, because the number is between the range of 0.15 to 0.20, the relationship is weak but can be moderately accepted. The R-squared value is 0.03, which means that this independent variable explains only 3% of variation in the dependent variable. Next, a multiple regression of the independent variables was conducted to tell us what kind of an impact each independent variable has on the dependent variable, and which is the better predictor for change in opinion. The significance of the equation as a whole was 0.000, which means that it was not due to sampling error. The R-squared value indicates an explained variation of approximately 4.9%, which means that the variation in the dependent variables explains roughly 4.9% of the variation in the dependent variable. This number isn't that high, however, if we were to remove the independent variable income, I believe the score would be much higher. To make sure that none of the variables were too similar, we tested for signs of collinearity. To do this, we inputted tolerance into the syntax, which gave us a value of 0.97, 0.97, 0.95. This data means that there is no issue multicollinearity, i.e. none of the independent variables were too closely related because they were all greater than 0.20. Now I'll examine the independent variables independently of the whole equation. Again, for the purposes of explaining the control variable later, I will just discuss gender. The results of the b-value shows that with every 1 unit change in opinion, there's approximately a third decrease in male opinion. It is a decrease because of the negative coefficient. The beta score, although lower than age, is still very close and it has the second highest effect on opinion of Verizon coming to Canada with a score of negative 0.14. Now I'm going to introduce a control variable, education. I took the original cross tabulation of my dependent variable, opinion, and my original dependent variable, gender, which are dichotomized into male while controlling for education. My rationale behind choosing education was that education is, for the most part, correlated with what type of job you will get in the future. Type of job is correlated to how much money you will make. Therefore, the lower education, the more likely you have a lower paying job, which in my hypothesis for the independent variable income is correct. Education should play a role in your opinion on whether you favor or oppose Verizon coming to Canada. My hypothesis is that the type of education will affect males' opinion, but more specifically, the lower education you have as a male will increase your opinion on whether you're in favor of Verizon coming to Canada. The results of the control table show that having a secondary education, and only a secondary education, will increase your opinion on whether you're in favor of Verizon coming to Canada. This is evident when we apply the rule of thirds. The original crosstab of our independent variable and dependent variable produced a Cramer's v-score of 0.193. A third of this score is 0.64. If anything is plus or negative this amount, then it would be classified as replication. However, the Cramer's v-score I got for education, secondary education, is 0.239, which is past the threshold of 1/3. Therefore, our results indicate that there is specification. Not only that, but secondary education is statistically significant with a score lower than 0.05. However, all other categories of education, i.e. anyone with an education higher than just secondary school, there is no significant impact that it will have on the original relationship of our independent variable, male, and opinion. From this, all we get is replication. In conclusion, even though the independent variables of age, gender, and income taken to measure your opinion on whether Verizon should come to Canada are proving to be somewhat weak of a correlation, may be due to the higher percentage of people who wanted to come to Canada than people who are opposed, and not that the variables just don't have any kind of influence. If you look at Table 5 where it shows opinion and gender, you will see that the measure of associations on the border being weak to almost moderate relationship, which tells us that there is some type of relationship and is the strongest relationship compared to any of the other independent variables, and does to some extent support my hypothesis. Income, although it is the weakest relation to the independent variable, it was included because it would be interesting to see if there would be a relationship between those that make more money and if they would care more or less than those who don't make as much. But in the end, it proved to be a null hypothesis and did not support the literature. As soon as the control variable was added, we see that education does have an impact on males' opinion. When controlling for education, the lower the education a man has, the more likely they will be in favor of Verizon coming to Canada. However, only with the lowest form of education, we see specification, which does substantiate my hypothesis. The relationship for higher educated males in their opinion is weak and only proves replication. Further research should be conducted to see if an independent variable such as nationality or original place of birth, specifically for this topic whether you're Canadian or American but living in Canada, would affect your opinion on Verizon coming. Will they be more favorable to their home country's company, or will it not make a difference? In addition, it would be interesting to see why only lower educated males had an increase in relation to opinion and no other type of education. Researching more about this could prove interesting and help to explain the difference in the control tables. And finally, it is interesting to note that American phone companies did decide not to enter into the Canadian market. But why is this? Research conducted targeting the American companies and why they decided not to come to Canada will provide knowledge worth knowing for potential customers and other businesses.